Welcome back to Green Game Reviews, the original, the first review game site for my tree heads. Cause I know some of y'all don't like to be pressing a lot of buttons when y'all smoke. Some of y'all don't like to be reading a lot when y'all smoke. Some of y'all don't like scary crap like spiders. Some of y'all just don't like puzzles. So I want to guide you to the type of games that you could just pick up and play and have a good time. Now this one is called Rocket League. I know I said I was doing Zelda next, but that game's like 300 hours and I'm still playing it. So I jumped on this Rocket League and man, I am having a blast. This game is for everybody, and I'll just tell you off the bat that this is a banger, straight up. Now, my favorite thing about this is the learning curve. It does have a mastery learning curve, but an extremely low entry level. Like if you know things about physics or something, you might have a leg up. You can tell based off of some of these graphics that are playing right now, but somebody as old as a 4-year-old can play and still think that they're doing something and might have a little fun doing it. Now, I've only been playing this game for 3 days. My name's Linkears K on the video. My boy Frank Stacks has only been playing this for an hour, and you'll see some cool stuff that he's able to do. Our third player, Cataclysmic, is the veteran. So, the tutorial takes no more than 5 minutes. You can damn near jump right in and your friends tell you what to do, but it's nice to play the tutorial and know some of the extra little buttons. But there are not very many buttons. You don't use the L1, you don't use the R1. It's pretty cool. You have a little turbo boost. On the map you see there's also boosts that you could go over to give yourself more of a boost. Then you have a double jump that can also work into a different shot. And it's basically it, besides a ball cam that helps you track the ball when it's 2,000 feet in the air and you don't know what to do. Now, as I stated, your kids can play, and this is also old head approved because, like I said, you could jump right into this boy, and you can play it with your kids. So that is amazing. Now, one of the first things that didn't draw me to this game is it was a PS4 title at first, and I thought that the graphics weren't going to be that good since it is free to play. Now, free to play usually means that there's something that you're paying for. At this age, I know that nothing's for free, but this is pretty free to play. There is no paywall, which is extremely important in games like this. I'm not sure if you guys know, but a lot of free games offer things that you can buy to make whatever you're playing with better, which completely messes up the ranks, and it doesn't make it fun because if it's free and you have people paying for stuff, things are going to be in balance. Now, the good thing about this game is all the things that you can buy are purely cosmetic. Everything about this game is cosmetic. Nothing that you add to your vehicle is going to make you better than the next vehicle. Even though there are different vehicles, I believe they have small, slightly different physics as far as turning. The bigger vehicles probably pack more punch when you bump into somebody. And since the vehicles are also shaped differently, I'm assuming the ball hits different parts of the vehicle differently and gives you different angles when you bounce the ball. This game does run in 4K 60 frames per second. I looked it up and I heard that it runs at 120 if you have a TV for that, so that's pretty freaking sweet. I have the surround sound going. This game has surround sound. I hear the engines roaring behind me. I hear people from behind me. And my favorite part about games like this, and which will give it a great high smoking rating, is games that you can multitask properly to. Like I'll give Zelda for an example. I like Zelda because I can have a baseball game off in the distance and watch the baseball game too, because there is not much speech in Zelda and it's an open world kind of exploring thing. Now with this game, it takes it to another level. I just turn off the music in this game, turn on the Spotify on my system and let it ride, and man, am I having a good time. But I would like to state that if you are using Spotify for the PS4 or PS5, it will cut your game off, so make sure you turn on the Spotify first before you start a match, or you'll be booted out and your friends will be asking what the heck happened to you. Now let's get straight into the ratings. There is no story, so we're not adding that to these ratings. The visuals are amazing for what it's for. Like, it don't look like Gran Turismo or anything, but man, the physics are on point. Everything is beautiful. There are a million of stadiums, each with a little bit different nuances to keep veteran players still able to be beat by novices, but if you put enough practice in and know all these levels, you're definitely going to have an advantage. The audio is amazing. The music's pretty good, like if you're into that techno stuff, but I just cut it off and let the engines roar and play my Spotify. The gameplay is primo, and the value for money, what money? The game's free. Now, as far as the game rating, this is getting 5 out of 5. I mean, we've seen very, very minor glitches in our past 4 or 5 days. Nothing like Call of Duty or any other multiplayer games where you really feel like you're getting cheated. It's just some instances where we felt like the ball was all the way in the goal and the system's like, nah. I also feel like this game has some type of NBA Jam tendencies. I feel like the physics change very slightly. It's almost unnoticeable to most players, but if you have played games like NBA Jam and things like that, you do realize that there's a little pull to make certain things happen in the last minute. Not necessarily cheat and let a team come back, but if the score is tied, it feels like it might be a little bit easier to score goals. Like, I haven't seen a tie game yet, and I've been into multiple overtimes, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Now, as far as agree rated, man, this is one of the best games, if not the best game that I have reviewed as far as blowing the Chiba. I would recommend this to anybody. You could play with your friends, you could play with your sister, you could play with your kids, you could play with anybody and have a good time because it is extremely accessible, and I can't say that enough. I'm very glad I jumped on this. The next review will be Final Fantasy 16, and I would highly recommend you turn into this because it's a lot different than the other Final Fantasy games, and I think it will be a lot of fun for us tree blowers. Signing off, it's the composer K Hood. I'll see y'all next time.